Hello, happy new year. Welcome to 2025. If it's your first time here, you are welcome. This is Aboki Knits, and here we do knitting with knitting machines, and we learn all there is to knitting. As I promised in my previous video, I want to show you how you can cast on and cast off. There are three methods that you can use to cast off that I'm going to show you, but I only know one method of casting on that has worked for me. So using this space, there are quite many. There's this huge space depending on how many needles you want to pull out. This one has pulled out 6 by 2. I don't want that many, so I'm going to use this one of 1 by 1, so it will just pull out for me a few needles which are 1 by 1. So to cast off, I have my string here. Now on the very first needle, you put the string in between the first 2 needles, and then you roll it above it, and then under the second one, then you come back in between, then under the next one, then you come back in between. Okay. My camera is faulty, so you can bear with me for now. So you come under the next and over it, under the next, over it, then you wrap the yarn around, see, under, then over it, then under. It's more of, those letters of calligraphy, like writing letter E continuously in calligraphy. That's more of what we are doing. So you go under the next needle, then you bring the yarn over it. So here the thread is not too tight and not too loose, so make sure that when you're casting on, it's not too tight and not too loose. You can see here how my yarn is moving. So here you go under the next one and over it once, under the next one, and then over it, like that. So just keep on moving under and over it, more wrapping around it, under it, then over it. So you keep practicing until you perfect it. So then after that, you fix your yarn into the carriage, then you knit your row. Here I'm just going to knit a few rows. I'll pull all the needles to working position, but remember to always hang your comb so that your work doesn't come off the moment you knit the first row. So you hang your comb, and then I'll just knit a few rows. Now the first method, like I'll say, I'm going to use this latch hook. Now see the latch hook, it has the easy opening off, like it's loose. So if you have a latch hook, just opens on itself, this part here. So I always pull this up, and then it helps me. Let me first remove this. So whichever side you begin from, whether this side or this side, it will work in you. So what I do is let's see if I can zoom that out. So I pick up with the latch, I pick up this first stitch, pull it out of the needle, push it behind in the latch, then get this yarn and loop, pull through the loop. That's the first one gone. Then come to the second one, do the same, So what I'm doing is, with my latch here, I go under the needle, I pick up the yarn. I have now 2 loops behind, see those 2 loops, then I hook up the yarn, then pull through those 2 loops. Go under, pick up with your latch hook. The latch hook it's flexible, it just opens by itself. then loop the thread, then pull through, pick up the yarn. Now I have two loops, so and I loop in with this other yarn, that the tail that is coming along, and pull through those two, push it behind this latch, pick up and pull through. So basically that is how I do that first casting off. Now the second method is I use the transfer tool. So here I pull the needle, push it back, I transfer the stitch to the next needle, then push the loops behind the latch of the needle, then get this tail and loop it into the hook and push back. Yeah, it's another way you can do that. So you pull out, push back, transfer to the next, then using your tail you pull back, and then you have knitted. It's more of like manual knitting. Like you get your stitch, transfer it to the next. You have two stitches on the needle. You get your yarn, hook it into the latch, close it by pulling back so that the other two can be closed in. So that is the other way that you can transfer your work, or you can cast off. If you fail to use the latch, you can use the transfer tool. Now I'm going to show you the third way. Now for the third way, after you're done with all your knitting, you increase your tension to 10 so that it is a bit loose. Yeah, so here what you'll do is you pick up your stitch again with your latch, and then you pick up the second one that you will loop through. So it's I'm not using this string, I'm just going with the stitches. So I pick up this other stitch and loop it through. Yeah, that is why you have to end the knitting in a higher tension so that you have enough space for this not to be tight. So I pick up the next stitch, I loop it through, pick up the next, loop through, pick up the next and loop it through. Yeah, pick up the next, loop it through, pick up the next and loop it through. So those are the different ways you can consider when you're casting off your stitches. They are easy, whatever you choose to use, all that works for you. Yeah, so if it's your first time and you're a beginner, this is a faster way. The three methods are all easy. You can choose whatever works for you. Consider subscribing to this channel, yeah, and being a part of this community. I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. Have a blessed New Year 2025. May God fulfill all your heart's desires, give you peace and joy in your heart, and make you glad. If you want to find a way of supporting Aboki Knits, you can give a super thanks, a super chat, just right there below this video. God bless you.